Welcome to Calvin, the Digital Creative School. Hey yo, what's up everyone? What's up? Hello, and welcome to another day in the Calva School stream. Today we're going to look at a submission from Zach. He sent in his work in progress of the Titan Attack Challenge. Speaking of the Titan Attack Challenge, if you haven't seen it yet, you should definitely check out the announcement channel on our Discord server here. There's this cool, live action CG integration challenge called Titan Attack. Check it out and participate. I basically shot a little video here with my friend Ju, and I prepared it for you guys so you can put your characters or whatever you like to do into this camera tracked shot. Yeah, just have fun with it. But yeah, Zach sent me in something because there was he had a problem with something, so I'm going to check that out. I'm going to first invite my speech bot here. Let's see.
Calva, the principal said, LOL.
There he is. Okay, let's go. So let me open his project file. Up. Also going to read his text in the meantime. Go. Okay, so hey, I'm working on a file for the Titan Challenge. I attempted the tracking stuff for a while, but I think I just need to spend a week or two dedicated to learning it. So I'm taking the easy route to make sure I get something done. I see you tried the camera tracking manually first. I would be interested in hearing how far you got with that. Like, what were the roadblocks for you there? Because it is a pretty cool tool to have, like, camera tracking either directly in Blender or using a separate tool for that. I'm having trouble rendering the file. It's not capturing the video for some reason. I'm also interested in building out the atmosphere, but I'm not really sure how to do some of the stuff that would look cool in a post-apocalyptic zombie land. Alright, I've got a few ideas for that. Let's first of all see how we can make it actually render for you, because you said the footage doesn't show up. Okay, you can see here that you have a pretty cool setup. There's like some stuff happening here. It's something that I did for my setup, was disabling the subdivision surface because it makes the playback a bit faster. So let's just disable that for the viewport only. And now the playback is a little faster, yeah. Okay.
Howdy.
Hey Zach, what's up? Thanks for joining.
No, thanks for doing another review. Yeah,
for sure,
happy
sure.
to be here.
All right, so I just got started with your file. I'm just like testing out right now if everything works the way I set it up, or if something really broke here. So let's see.
Sure.
Okay, so we got this working. We got the cutout. We got the background cutout. Okay, so in the viewport, if I enable render view, it seems to be working. But you said when you render the final image, it's not working anymore? It's not compositing it like this?
Yeah.
Alright, let's try that. So maybe there's something broken in the compositor. Let's render a frame here. Compositor already here. Just have it run through one frame. How are you doing today, Zach? What's happening?
Good. I'm finally the summer, or we're finals week is over for all of my students, so now I'm pretty much just able to work on next year's stuff and kind of build up my own skill set with this stuff a bit too. So that'll be cool.
Nice. Did you with finals you mean like the games are over? Like all the tournaments are over now?
Yep.
How did your team go? Like, how did it go for the team?
They got fourth place in the region,
That sounds
which
pretty
was pretty
good.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, better than we usually would hope to do.
nice. Okay, it's a good season then. Congrats.
Yeah, thank you, thank you.
All
Hopefully
right,
we'll do
so
better next year.
of course, always improving every year. So I did render one still, and it seems to be working for me. Like, did it
Oh,
look different?
maybe I just didn't give it enough time or something. I don't know if this is did it start without
Oh yeah.
um
When you start rendering it, it basically just shows you the 3D scene. The footage gets applied afterwards in compositing when the 3D render is done. So, like while it's rendering, it looks like this.
Oh, okay, so yeah, I'm totally fine then. I just figured that I don't know. I've never rendered anything like this before, so
See.
yeah, I guess it's totally fine.
Okay, cool. So you just haven't let the render finish so far. That's why.
No, I let it go like halfway through and I'm like, wait, I don't see
Ah,
anything. It must be broken.
okay.
But yeah,
That,
it was just taking a long time on my computer, so I was like, I don't want to like sit here and try to let it all go all the way through. I just assumed it was
I
because I
see.
figured the video would need to render too.
Yeah,
But I just thought,
the way I set it up, like the reason why you see it on the left here, like if you enable rendered view, you see the video already behind it, is because yeah, like this, right? Like this looks already pretty good, and you can see the video and stuff, and that is because the video is set up as a background plate in the camera, and that just shows up in the viewport. So yeah, it's just a viewport thing. It doesn't have anything to do with the render itself. So when the render starts, it just renders the 3D elements, and then after the render is complete, it goes through the compositor here, which here grabs the footage, and then it puts it behind the 3D render with this alpha over node. That's how it happens. This makes sense to
gotcha.
you?
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, I realized that I had you on the wrong browser, so it stopped letting me watch because I was like, you have to watch ads first.
Oh,
Um, so would you mind explaining that
that's
last
the
like I don't know
ads
15 seconds again?
for sure. But I'm also gonna
Because I
switch.
was trying to like get back onto the stream.
I also enabled my OBS camera on Discord now, so you should be able to see it in real time because I think Twitch and stuff is a bit delayed.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
There you go. Okay, so here the compositor, right? Yeah, right. The compositor here basically starts doing its thing after the 3D render's done, right? So when you press F12 or if
Yes.
you render a sequence, it renders only the 3D part first, and then it goes
Okay.
through the compositor, and I basically have the footage here as a node, right? This is the background footage, and this one just goes into this alpha over, which is basically yeah, just putting like layers, right? Like just putting one footage behind the other or in front of it, depending on the transparency. So this is the
I
render
see.
here. The render goes through some yeah, some color correction just to make it look more like the real footage, and then goes over the 3D. No, wait. Yeah, over the footage, and that basically gets put out into the compositor and into this file output.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. I've never used the compositor much, so that's it's kind of news to me.
Yeah, it's a pretty different thing to everything else. It's really yeah, its own field for sure. But yeah,
Thank you.
so I'm happy that that your problem fixed itself.
Yeah. Yeah. Wasn't even a problem to begin with. I just learning gap, so
Yes,
knowledge gap.
that's all good. Okay, cool. So, but for atmosphere, I do have a few ideas because I think the way I set this up, you should be able to even just add some fog. Let's try something here. Oh, by the way, I really like what you already have going here with the cars driving by and like crashing into each other. It's all
Yeah.
pretty cool. Uh,
Yeah. Thank you.
right, did we
Yeah.
see
I
the
just used
car?
Mixamo, I think it was called for the character.
Yeah, I
It worked out pretty
recognize that.
well.
Ah, did I see you wanted to replace the car like the real car with your CG car. Right now, this mesh that I created is cutting out your CG car though.
Oh, it's yeah, it's a little far forward, I guess. So I need to bring the car closer.
Either that, like either you put the car in front of it. Wait, is it this? This. Yeah, either you put your CG car in front of it, or you just
Yeah.
disable the kind of like the masking feature of this mesh here. So if you go into the object settings, um, I mean, basically you just disable the whole object here. Just disable render and viewport, and then it's disabled. But you can kind of see the real car still underneath the fake car, so maybe you want to line it up.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
wait.
sure it's also it moves quickly enough that it may not matter as much, maybe, especially with some atmosphere, but
Yeah, that could be. Wait, so you have animation on this car. Okay, so it's not parented on the car shape that I created, right? It's your own animation on it?
it's just copied. Yeah,
Ah,
it's
copied.
the same stuff. But
Yeah. Then I would do it this way. I'm gonna delete the keyframes on this one and I'll just parent it to the one that I already animated. Keep
okay.
offset. And then you can easily just move this around and it will keep its animation. So let's just move it a
Ah,
little bit to kind of like overlay. It's gotta be a bit closer and bigger to completely overlay the real car. Maybe like this. Yeah, I think that could work. Ah, wait.
yeah, yeah. I guess the beginning there it had the
Oh yeah. So I guess we can just add a little bit of manual animation to really make sure that it covers it up properly.
yeah.
Yeah, but you've gotten pretty far already. This is pretty far. Okay, so it's overlaid here. Oh yeah, and then at the end here we can also still move it a little bit.
Yeah, I think I'm getting better at just dropping. It's very easy just to drop assets into a scene. Um, I think that was something I primarily just did in my last project. You know, it was mostly just dropping assets in and trying to make it all kind of work together.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
just building an environment.
yeah, like I think that's been my main focus, I guess, for the last few months has just been learning how to build environments, and
Hmm.
I'm still not fantastic, but like it doing this stuff. I mean, it maybe took me like less than 2 hours. You know, it didn't take very long.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah,
just to
that's
just drag,
a
drop, position. You
yeah,
know.
that's a good start. Like you already have like a good start of the environment here. Let me try. I had an idea for like getting atmosphere in here, so let's just. I want to try that in my own render too. So let's let's check it out together. So I'm just gonna add a cube. And I'm just gonna scale this up because I'm gonna add a fake volume to this whole scene,
Hmm.
just like to get like some depth, mist and stuff like that. Just like see how it looks like. Wait, where's the Titan? Oh, that Titan is huge! Damn.
Yeah, very big.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how you were going to do yours. Um, and I was also interested because it's the scene is composited, I guess. I
Mm-hmm.
like I don't think this is the way I initially want to take it, but you know, just messing with the colors of everything a bit more. You know, I don't know if that's part of because I mean like it's a little hard at least to justify in a blue grayish scene you have like this gigantic zombie, you know, you almost anticipate a bit more red, even from the like the sky and everything.
Oh yeah, to make it more apocalyptic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I just
yeah, for
wasn't.
sure.
I guess I'd have to mess in the compositor with that or something.
So right now, it's just like
Scatter on the.
blocking all the light right now.
Oh yeah, with these scales, the density becomes a problem.
Yeah, it just blocks the whole sunlight. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, if we have it here in the foreground, it kind of works. Something strange is happening with the rendering. What is that about?
Yeah, maybe it just has to be like a lens, like a fog lens almost.
Hmm. Confused because we see the volume here. Oh, wait. Yeah, it's getting cut out by the character, which is correct. Hmm. I'm confused why we don't see the. Ah, it's probably like a transparency.
Will this fog, because I mean this fog will obviously work with the 3D aspects of the scene, but will it
Yeah.
also interact with the composited video overlay? Like, will it make it foggier looking in the distance? Because it's 3D,
Um,
so I don't know.
it would work that way if we rendered it straight out of Blender, like if we didn't use this as holdout masks, but if we just truly rendered the surfaces, which we could do, but then we are a little bit more limited in compositing. We would basically need to have it all make sense inside of Blender, which is cool, like have it all in the 3D space where it makes sense, but it's definitely very different. But I guess if you want kind of like depth effects like this, it would make sense to go that route. Should we just try it? Should we just see how far we can get with that?
Maybe. Yeah, I just wasn't sure if that, because I don't know. I guess I run into the limitation of if you I guess with the creative direction of like a zombie type thing. Like I was really kind of thinking about how I'm gonna change the total environment, and the colors and everything. And
Hmm.
I feel like maybe this is the only way, is to make it all part of the environment, which is
Yeah.
crazy.
So I think the way we
I worry that
would
it'll kill
do
my
it.
computer.
Let's see. Let's see. I'm gonna enable all of it and see. Okay, so
What are you enabling? The
so I'm disabling the shadow catcher feature on these
Okay.
objects, and also so this. Okay, the car we don't need. Yeah, car we don't need. Bridge is not a shadow catcher. CG buildings is sky. Okay, the sky should also be visible. Camera. Plane. Okay, so all these objects should basically be visible objects now. Is this the car? Yeah, the car I guess we don't need. Bridge. Okay, so all of that is fine. Now we need to change the shader a little bit here because I'm mixing it with a holdout material, but it should actually just be the footage itself. Does that work? Oh wait, this is only a mask? Oh yeah, this is only a mask, this is not the footage. So that means we need to get the footage also in here. which we can do from the other shaders. We already have it here. Okay, so I'm gonna copy this, that in here, and mix this and okay, that's not mapped correctly. Something not
This is so
correctly.
crazy.
It's a bit
This,
confusing right now still. Have this moment. But yeah, the mapping, the timing just isn't right. Yes, and we do need the subdivision surfaces, so it's mapped correctly. Okay, so this is mapped correctly now. I'm not even sure if it's gonna end up working. We're just going for it. We're just experimenting at this point.
yeah. Such an interesting bit of like technology that you're trying to use here with this. It's
Yeah.
I don't know. I've just never there's stuff in Blender that I never thought was possible that you could use it for. This
Yeah, you can do
with
so
the
much
projection stuff.
crazy stuff. I'm definitely noticing that the footage just doesn't move.
Oh yeah,
Just
sometimes that auto refresh or cyclic or something needs to be checked.
cyclic. Hmm. Yeah, it's just not playing back, basically. The footage is not playing back on the material. It's strange. Let's do a little debugging here. Okay, so only this one plane. I'm gonna just paste basically our shader here. And okay, now the footage is on here and it should play, but it's not playing. Hmm.
Mm.
Let me just reload it. Let's see. Okay, now it's playing.
Strange.
Oh shit, and Blender crashed. So cringe.
That happened to me several times working on this already.
Oh, Wrench is also here. What's up, Wrench? Yeah, I mean, this is a whole different, like, direction of how to work with it. I'm just trying to figure out if there's a better way to do it. Like, if doing it in compositing would be more useful. Because I think we have. Well, let's check, because I feel like we should have a depth pass in compositing anyways.
Yeah, yeah. I mean that might because I feel like this project is already relatively like the workflow of it is relatively defined. It's just a matter of like how to make your stuff fit into it, like the atmospheric
Yeah.
stuff.
Hmm.
A little hard to change something so fundamental as like it's if it's gonna be all going through the compositor or not.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just gonna try to do it in the compositing then. I'm gonna use the mist pass. Maybe because the basically the environment and the character are already like mapped out in 3D space, so maybe the mist pass already has all that accounted in.
Oh, yeah, sure. Interesting. Does Miss Pass have depth to it?
Yeah, yeah, mist pass is
Okay.
basically depth. Okay, so let's see. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, let's just try to add some fog with this then.
Yeah, no, that would be cool.
Curve and not time curve. I want it to like fade in quicker in the beginning. Yeah, kind of something like this. Yeah, something like this. Then we should be able to blend this on top.
My initial vision for this was to make it almost so foggy because I wasn't super impressed with the character model itself.
Mhm.
That he was more of a silhouette almost.
Mhm.
But it's kind of hard whenever the main character here is also wearing all black for that to really work out well.
Okay, cool. So yeah, we can totally add some fog here. Maybe even make it multiply so it's getting darker. Does that work? Oh, it must be the other way around then. So let's make this white. That becomes dark red.
Yeah, sure. Did you mention you were going to replace your sky?
Mm.
Your
I was planning
render?
on keeping the sky. Yeah, I didn't plan on replacing it.
I feel like that would be very challenging. I don't even know how you'd go about that. Other than maybe like a big image plane projecting a video or something.
Yeah, I mean, if you like, I think, I mean, there is a pretty simple way in compositing where you can create a mix of the chroma key and the luma key, because the sky most of the time is the brightest thing in the image, right? So you could just do a automatic key, a mask of the sky, and then use your camera track data to just put it behind everything. And that should work pretty easily. So this is kind of working. Like making it darker, I feel like it feels a little strange.
Yeah, it's strange because the lighting is not consistent across the scene yet. Maybe like the sun would also be have to dimmed out and stuff like
Yeah.
this.
But like this
I
kind of
think the
like
sun right now is
this,
matched to the.
but I think this kind of like Silent Hill look actually isn't too bad. This kind of interesting.
Yeah, kind of keeping it very fogged out. I mean, I think that might be the way. Like it's going for like it's a fog bank type idea as opposed to like night or something like that. Because the lighting of this is so naturally overcast and day that
Mhm.
if you change it too much, you're just gonna make it look weird.
Yeah, true. So I think this kind of works. Yeah. Yeah, I think this works pretty well so far. I think this kind of like fog to it. There's some weird like mistakes on the mask here, which I don't really get. There's like some fireflies happening here.
I figured for this part, aren't we? Aren't well? I see. We're just taking the a copy of him pretty much and pasting it over the top, like all cropped out from
Yeah. Hmm.
Fusion.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I have him also like a little bit in 3D space. Like I have him projected on this plane here.
Yeah.
But it's not really that necessary to have him on the plane. Like you could just in compositing just put him on top again. Yeah. Another idea I had for the environment was to like add particles. I think it also for your environment that could feel really cool if you had like dust particles flying everywhere. It's
Yes,
like
yes,
a
yes, absolutely.
particle simulation
I
here.
worry the only way that I know how to do that is with like a just like a plain overlay type thing that I would put on like in DaVinci, like,
Ah, okay. Let
and
me
I'm not
show you
sure.
some real particle stuff then in Blender. So just the basics, so you can play around with it yourself.
Okay.
So I want to get a little bit more of a real-time playback going first. Okay, let me disable all of these subdivisions here again, so it's a bit faster. Okay, it's already faster. What else is slowing it down? Set? Oh yeah, the set. Okay, so I guess I'll just keep it like this for now. So we have almost real-time playback. Okay, and then I'm gonna create a new collection here called Particles. And then we should, I think as you said, like we should get a nice texture of some like particles. And we could also use 3D models, but okay, let's go with 3D models first, because we can always just replace what the particles show, like if it's just a mesh or if it's a texture or whatever. So I'm gonna just create like a random little piece of debris, I guess. Just icosphere, pretty low resolution. And then I'm also gonna do some random displacement here. I think there was a way. Randomize? Oh yeah, here we go. So here we could just randomize the look of this
Oh, cool.
thing a little
Okay.
bit. Okay, so we just got like a random shape here. Gonna give it a shader and make it smooth. Gonna call the shader, yeah, I guess just particle, and make it a little bit darker so it doesn't, so it feels a little bit more like dust, I would say, right? Okay, and let's also make it much smaller. One, smaller. Like that. Yeah, okay. So it's pretty small, and we can just put it somewhere beneath the surface where we don't we don't see it anymore. It must be visible in the scene somewhere, but it can be basically anywhere.
Yeah, you're just referencing it, right?
Yes, exactly. Okay, and now in particles, I'm also gonna add a big cube. I'm gonna make this one pretty huge. I think we could just spawn those particles basically everywhere around us. And let's add a particle system here. Call this dust. And then we need to have the source. Oh, actually, let's make sure that we only spawn them above the surface, because otherwise we're just wasting computing power spawning particles where we don't even see them.
I wonder if I overlay the main character here over the top,
Mm.
will that like that remove any particles appearing, over the top of him?
Yeah, if we have particles like behind him, I guess, like between us and the camera, then
Yeah.
those would get removed. So the setup, I guess that's why I made the setup how it is right now, with like him being projected on this plane and that being a holdout, because that means particles can also be between us and the character.
Okay, okay. Is there a way to I guess make him more solid then in this way, so that we can have the particles kind of fly in front of the lens? So like 'cause, like right now he's like with the character that
It's
3D
just a
assets that
plane,
come
you
up only
mean?
through him.
I think it should be fine. I don't think it would be noticeable, because it's probably just like a few particles anyways. Let's
Yeah.
just give it a shot. Let's see. Playback. Okay, so for simulation stuff, it's really important that you change the playback to play every frame, because otherwise
Okay.
the simulation just doesn't work correctly. It just kind of breaks. Alright, that's cool. I'm also gonna make the floor already a collision object. So now the particles, they're bouncing on the floor now. Nice. Bouncing all over the place. So we got a lot of particles flying around now. I'm gonna make the floor not bouncy. So you can change that here with the particle dampening. So dampening should just dampen the bounce. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay, and then particle settings again here. I'm going to put the lifetime basically to the length of the shot, which is 702. So I don't know, I'll just put it to 1000, whatever. Starting point. The cool thing about the frame start and the end is you can put it in negative numbers, and then it will just show up on the first frame, right? Like you can immediately see they're everywhere. And the cool thing about this is if you change a setting, it should also show you that change in real time while you're on the first frame of the simulation. So yeah, that means we have particles everywhere just falling down, but I rather want them to just like slowly like float through the air, right? Not just really falling down immediately. Ah shit, crashed again. Why does it crash so often today?
I don't know. Maybe it's one of the cars I have or something. There was assets I was toying with the other day, and you know, some of them would just consistently kill my blender. You know, like I just couldn't use them because they were so like poorly optimized or something.
Damn. Could be, yeah. Got a scammer here in the chat. Blocked him. Recover that autosave. And we're back here. The bounciness. So, okay, we need to dampen them. Okay. Oh, let's do these settings here again. Start -10 and 0. Lifetime 1000. 1000 is fine. Yeah, okay. Alright, so let's do some changes to the physics here. The field weight. Okay, gravity should be pretty slow, pretty low, so they don't fall immediately. Maybe even, actually, I think I'll just put gravity to 0 so we can control the movement completely on our own.
Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah, so they're just like moving around randomly right now. Let's add some forces next. I think something you can change, because right now it's a bit annoying. This cube always shows up outside, right? So I think we can actually change that in the viewport display. Disable show emitter. Oh, actually, yeah, we need to do this. In render and viewport, you can disable show emitter, because we don't want the cube to render, right? We just want the particles to render. So,
We can also change what it's rendering as.
yeah, oh yeah, right, exactly. The render, we can use our object that we just created, which is called ecosphere still. Ecosphere. Object scale. Here the scale, okay. Let's actually scale it up a little bit so it's a bit easier to see for now. Okay, so we got these floating around everywhere. I'm gonna add a turbulence force now, which is here. And turbulence just like, yeah, it's turbulence. I don't really know what else to say. It's just like adds random forces in random directions all over the place.
Sure. Yeah.
It's pretty nice. You can also use it to like get cool patterns. of particles. It's kind of like this magic effect when you see like particles following kind of like the same path, but like in a chaotic way. So that's also, you can do that with turbulence too. Let's make it a bit slower. I'm gonna crank up the flow a little bit. Yeah, flow, as far as I understand, flow basically just makes the particles follow the force more. So basically it ignores all the other forces and only like follows the force that has the highest flow. I think that's how it works, kind of. Yeah, so now we have them kind of just like floating around gently, which is, I think, kind of what I was going for.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I don't think they need to be settling anywhere.
Yeah, just like
Especially with it, when you
giving
think about
some
the fog
atmosphere.
aspect, they're going to be kind of hard to see, and that's good. I mean, they should be almost like a detail.
Yeah, yeah. Um, jittered. I think I want to add more. Maybe just like adding like 5,000 of those, maybe. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's dense dust now. Could be cool. I'm also gonna make sure they are rotated randomly, because right now they all look the same direction, so you can do that here with the rotation, enable the rotation, then you can just crank up the randomness here. That will give them all a random rotation. Mhm. Enable the rendered view so we can actually see the particles in front of and behind him. Go. Okay, yeah. They don't look like real particles right now. I think we just need to make them very small so they feel just like little dust specks in the air. And maybe also change the material a little bit. Yeah. Make this pretty rough. Yeah. Maybe a little brighter. Yeah, maybe like this. Then make them a little smaller here, scale. Let's just stick with 1 for now and add a little bit of randomness, 0.2. And I think then we should have some nice particles in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should help to give this whole thing a little bit more atmosphere. Yeah, especially here. I think it's pretty cool.
Is there like a camera focus point as well? Because I mean, I'm sure that if they're like out of focus as well, they'll blur, and that'll be interesting.
The way I shot it was like focused on the front character, but the depth of field is very, very little. And I think I already put that in the camera. Yeah, you can already see the depth of field is already
Yeah.
set up in the camera physically. So the
Okay.
giant
Yeah, I
is.
see it.
It's pretty minimal, but it is there. Okay. I think we can also add a subdivision surface to this, just so they are a bit smoother, because I think if we are too close to one and we really see those edges like this, right, it could feel very CG immediately. So let's
Sure.
just add a little bit of subdivision here. Actually, one should be enough, and then just disable it for the viewport so it stays real time, just so we know in the render itself they're gonna look a bit more defined. Okay. Yeah, I want to see how this looks in the render. Let's see. I'm just gonna render one frame here. And we should also
Yeah, I'm
see the
interested
rest
to
of the
see
environment.
with the fog and everything in composite.
Yes. Le fog. Reg is still
I'm definitely.
working on the egg. What egg? Oh, I see. You posted the last days, like your your procedural egg texture progress. Very nice. Spooky monster.
Is that
Okay.
a super well-known model?
No, I don't recognize
Or-
it. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think it's starting to look pretty atmospheric. Like you also have these like little particles floating everywhere now.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
it definitely helps a lot.
Yeah, and also the mist, the depth effect works well. I noticed that it's like pretty sharply cut off here, so maybe it's worth to add some more holdout geometry here, where it like kind of replicates the real setup, just to like get rid of this like sharp cutoff of the mist.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I see. Okay.
You should be able to do that pretty easily by just duplicating one of the holdout materials and then changing the shape to match yeah, whatever you need to still block out. And also, for some reason, the mask here of this guy, the mist pass, has a problem with the
Oh wait.
holdout shader.
Oh. Okay. Maybe I'm just maybe I was confused. He is being placed up front already. It's compositing, isn't he?
Yes,
Like
yes,
we're
yes.
already. Yeah. Okay. I see. I see what you're saying. Okay. I'm caught up.
Nice, nice. Perfect.
I don't know why this is happening then. Yes. Hmm.
Maybe it's some kind of like mistake from the shader setup. Let's see. And I select it. Give it to me. Okay, can select from the other direction. Alright, let's see. So it's just a holdout and transparent. Actually, we can just show us this, enable rendered viewport, and then just show us the mist pass. So we should be able to see that compositor disabled. Mist. Okay. Okay, so yeah, we see the mistake here now. Okay, let's see if we change a few things, if it's working. Maybe color space to non-color. Um, maybe. Oh no, that's not alpha. It's just black and white. Just show this. Yeah, okay, this looks clean. There's no weird mistakes in the black and white version of this image. But as soon as it becomes mist data, it gets these weird splotches. Oh, wait.
Strange.
There's something happening here. Oh, that might be something.
It treating different colors as different depth in a way,
Like, it seems like it's over some kind of limit here. With, I'm not super sure, but it seems like, yeah, because if I lower this right here, it removes the problem partially, like it's not completely gone, but partially gone. Okay, if I lower this, it's completely gone. But if I lower this, then we're gonna have like a half transparency. Oh, okay, wait. This solves it. And then maybe just like do 0.999. Oh, okay. Okay, so I guess it just needs to be slightly transparent yeah, like ever slightly so transparent for it to not show up as a mistake in the mist pass.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Such a weird bug, I think.
yeah, that's definitely a bug. That shouldn't that shouldn't happen. Yeah, like if it's all the way at 1, it shows up, but if it's at 0.99999, it doesn't show up. Okay, so I guess we fixed that through tinkering.
Ring is the way.
Gonna do another render, see if it's truly fixed now. Oh yeah, Zach, and if you wanna render the final version, make sure that in the particle settings, you bake it before rendering, because otherwise it could
Oh.
freak out a little bit. Here, so like open this cage and then make sure you click bake, so the particles are baked into the project file.
Okay. Okay. I definitely wouldn't have known that. So appreciate that.
For sure, man. It's a bit, yeah. That's like sometimes like kind of like weird, annoying things about Blender that you just have to know that there's like little quirks. Okay, so this should look good now, right? Yeah, there we go. Okay, no mistake on the mask of this guy now. All works pretty well. These, yeah, honestly, the fog really adds a lot to the atmosphere, I think.
Yeah, it helps. It helps a bunch.
Mm.
I'll have to mess with the Yeah, see, originally I was like wanting to find a way to remove the whole green tree type stuff, but I think it's fine. I think it works well for
Hmm.
what it is.
I mean, the easiest way to do that would just to place CG elements in front of them, right? To just like completely hide them between CG behind CG. I think the left part here works pretty well, but this part maybe you could actually test around with like putting your own CG buildings in this part here. Because also this cutoff point to the building, I guess it's fine, but it doesn't feel super good.
Yeah, it feels like you should be in front of it, maybe. Um,
I mean, you can actually do that. You can actually put him in front of it.
yeah.
You got any other like ideas or questions what you would like to add in this like in the next days?
Um, yeah, yeah. So if you let it play through,
Mhm.
he falls down after he dies.
Yeah, but let me just bake the particles already so they don't freak out.
Sure, sure. And I think one of the big challenges is going to be making, that the shot, I guess, impactful, and then also his fall impactful.
Oh yeah, yeah, because he's falling like onto the city, right? So there should be a lot of
Yeah, like
stuff
he
happening.
falls forward. Um, so I was thinking about doing like some kind of like dust thing or just something to like make it feel obscured when he goes
Hmm.
down. But outside of doing like a big simulation, I didn't know how to pull that off.
Yeah, I mean, what we noticed earlier from our experiments, like volumes for some reason don't work that well with this holdout shader stuff, right? So maybe volume rendering like um, real volumetric simulation is a bit tough, but maybe you can actually do what you said earlier with like putting planes with stock footage on there in the 3D scene. And I think if you layer enough of those, like if there's enough of layers of like dust clouds and stuff happening, I think it could still look pretty realistic.
Mm. Yeah, definitely. I think that's probably the route I was thinking about trying.
Mhm.
Um, and then like I was thinking about taking a like a negative shape, or like a negative cylinder or something, and to use that as like an instantaneous like cutout from him.
Oh,
Show like,
nice.
he just lost a part of his like side or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I kind of feel like I've seen that in anime where like there's just like a straight hole in something and it's like glowing, right? Kind of like from
yeah.
heat. That could look pretty cool. Do you have any plan how to pull that off already?
Um, as far as like the color detail, no. I've done it. I've done this before with um the light bulbs. If you remember, like the one light challenge that we did
Oh
like
yeah.
a month or two ago. Like to do that, I just had the bulb, and then I took a negative. It was like a negative geometry almost, and it was like I just dropped a cube almost on top of them,
Mm-hmm.
and had to like remove any kind of geometry in that space, and I was able to mess with the shape of the cube so that it kind of looked like they were shattered. I can't remember how I did it exactly, but because I mostly followed like a video, but yeah, it pretty much just cut out everything there, and it was very cool.
I'm also gonna give it a shot right now because yeah,
Yeah.
I want to see if it works easily or if there's much we need to do because I think the easiest way to do it probably is to have two versions of this model, like one with the cutout and one without, and then
Uh-huh.
basically switching them out in that moment, right? Like animating these visibility parameters.
Sure.
Let's just try this. So, okay, it's cutting out a hole here, but it's not leaving any walls. Maybe we need to switch to exact. Oh, okay, we got something going here. So I guess you
Yeah,
gotta
yeah.
find a position where it does the correct thing. I think it's because there's like multiple objects with volume in this mesh. And it's like the program planner can't really decide which one to cut out from. Okay, I guess that works. Okay, so that means I'm gonna duplicate this mesh here. Woo!
Bless you.
Thank you. I'm gonna remove the boolean from this one. This one, I'm gonna apply it. Oh, what the hell?
Whoa.
Oh, I think it needs to happen before the armature. Yeah, I think we need to cut it out before the armature deforms the object, the character. Okay, that works. Okay, that seems to work, so we apply that, and then the deformation of the armature should still work. Oh! It doesn't keep the white painting. Hmm. Hmm.
I don't even know what that is.
The weight painting is where we can go into weight paint mode here. It's basically telling a object which vertices to follow what bone.
Oh. Okay.
That means there was a way to like select weights. Let's see. Oops. Fine. Okay, yeah. So if I go through these vertex groups, you can see basically which, like these names are the names of the bones of the rig,
Sure.
and so basically how we could fix this is by finding the bone that is next to our cutout, like this, and then maybe we can just paint over this geometry here, and then maybe it snaps into place. Yes, it
Looks like it
did.
does.
Yeah. There might be a few mistakes, but it seems to work fine. Yeah, okay, let's go out of this. Yeah, it seems to have worked. Okay. Yeah, and then I guess you could hmm, select these faces and apply a new material to it, right? Like a burning flesh material.
Uh,
Yeah. Sign
Crazy. Okay.
burning flesh. Yeah, now these faces have the burning flesh material because we pressed assign while it's selected. So go to material view here. Oh, it actually no. Rendered view. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, now we can make this whatever you want it to be.
Yeah, no, that's sick. I had no idea. I and then I mean, as far as like, I have to kind of key. You said I have to have a different um model before and after, you know.
Yeah.
But how would I keyframe them being there and not being there? I guess because I usually have just something. It's either visible or it's not visible. I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But if I
You
have them
can
just like both visible, they're overlap and stuff.
right. Yeah, like right now I have them both visible, right? So they are overlapping. And you can just animate these visibility things here. So that means let's just have the full one visible first. And then let's go to the moment where he gets shot, which is, I guess. Wait, do you still have the laser in here? Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I
the
do.
laser is in here. Nice. So we can just see my animation on that one to just get the timing, I guess. Okay. Yes, it should be right here. Okay, let's disable it again so it's a bit faster. Yeah, and then we can just go one frame back. I'm gonna add with I, hovering over these and pressing I, it creates keyframes. I'm gonna go one
Oh my
frame
god, you
forward.
can. That's insane. I had no idea you could keyframe that. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
you can keyframe almost anything. Just like hover over it and press I, and then it adds a keyframe to that value.
okay. Well, yeah, that's a game changer.
It's pretty cool, yeah. Then I'm gonna keyframe this in, and the frame before that, it's just deactivated, and now it should just switch out. Yeah, there you go. Pew, boom.
Yeah, and I can do some little animations or something to help sell it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That'll be cool.
man. The only problem, which is a bit annoying, you can only see the keyframes of this animation from a mesh that is currently visible. So if I select the one that's not visible, you don't see the keyframes, which is a bit annoying.
Oh, that is a little annoying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Huh.
So yeah, but yeah, this is super strange. Like I have it selected, and I scroll past the point where it disappears, and then the keyframes also disappear.
Hmm. Weird.
Yeah, it's a bit feels like also like a kind of like a strange limitation. Yeah, there you go.
Crazy.
He's got a piece of
Okay.
his body missing now. Is there anything else you're planning to do?
Um. I mean, no. I think that's pretty much it. You know, I think um overall, I think the biggest things that I didn't know coming into today was going to be, how I was going to think about the atmosphere stuff, and then, some of to make the gunshot itself, and then also the falling bit more impactful. But I think I'll be good there because I'm going to speed up his fall maybe a bit, and then kind of put up some layers of smoke and stuff. So we'll
Hmm.
see.
Honestly, I think the fall is still too fast. Like for like a Titan of his size, I think the falling should be much slower. I mean, if you want to like look at it, like if you want to check it physically, you can't totally just add a cube here on his head, right? Like I'm adding a cube. I'm making it, wait, adding a cube. I'm making it pretty huge. Let's just do like 50 meters. And then I am adding, I'm just going to add physics to it. I'm just going to give it like a rigid body because then you can see the real kind of like acceleration of falling from like real gravity simulation. So if we just switch back here to play every frame. Yeah, and this is basically real gravity scale. Like this is how fast it should fall if it was correct. I
I
think.
see, I see.
Or am I doing something wrong here?
What's the mass? Oh, the mass 1 kg.
The mass shouldn't have any impact on the falling. Like the only thing that has influence over the object falling speed is the air resistance.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but Blender doesn't have any air resistance simulation, so
Oh,
but
okay, okay.
yeah. But this does seem very slow even for me, but I mean it is a huge creature. Like like that cube is huge and that creature too, so
Yeah, so I can. He might not even fall all the way down by the time that this is done. Then, in
yeah,
this
yeah.
case,
Yeah. I mean it shouldn't
because I can.
shouldn't be as slow as this cube because it's really slow, but I think if you want to have it like feel as big as it is, it would be worth to make it slower. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be interesting because with it fitting in the animations within the 700 frames is I think I even did slow them down already a bit.
Mhm.
Um,
Here it is.
but
It's,
a little weird.
I'm gonna try to just like scale it up by 3 and make it like 3 times slower. Oops, I think I messed something up here.
Yeah, and I don't think he had like I'm not so convinced that the him hitting the ground is going to be such a payoff. So I think that if he's so long as he's starting to fall, I think, and the main guy like starts to walk away, I think that's more than enough payoff for the scene. Yeah, like
Yeah,
that's cool.
that feels already a bit better. Yeah, I want to see if it's like half that speed even. Oh yeah, that feels massive, but also very slow. I'll just keep it
Yeah,
like
well,
in this between thing here, what we had, this one.
he might be a little slow as well from the compared to the other animations. But I guess like he's like he's like fighting and stuff in the other animations. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll just leave it like this
Also,
for now. You can dial it in on your end.
he's kind of just sliding around, right?
Yeah, I see that. Sliding all
I
over
was
the
trying to
place.
keep his feet pretty much stationary, but the way the different animations work is they have different starting points. So like sometimes to make him fall, like he's starting farther back or something.
Yeah.
Um, so I have to try to
Thing.
keep his feet stationary with just hand animating it.
But something that I noticed also is that like the animation is linear right now, so you can see like when we slow it down, it almost feels like he's going from one direction suddenly into the next direction. You know what I mean? Like it's not so smooth.
Yeah.
We can easily fix that by going into edit mode from this animation and then just like selecting all the keyframes and switching their type from like with T to Bezier. Maybe that already fixed it. Let's see. Not quite. Okay, so let's use V and choose like automatic. Let's see if that fixed it. No. Why doesn't it fix that? Hmm. Oh, maybe I need to select all the bones. Wait. Um, this guy, all the bones, edit mode, Bezier, and automatic. I think it's a bit smoother, but still not as smooth as I would think it should be. Yeah, the movement direction is very abrupt. Let's actually open up the graph editor here real quick, see what's happening. And so all the animations are smoothened. Like you can see they're all like
Yeah.
even between the keyframes they are smooth. But for some reason it still doesn't feel very smooth. Maybe that's just how it is, because all of these keyframes, all of these bones start to move in a different direction at that point. Maybe. Yeah, I'll just leave it like this for now. It seems to be fine. And something we could maybe do to solve the sliding is, let's see. So he's sliding forward right here. Why is that happening? Oh, that's a
I might
keyframe you
have.
added.
Yeah, I might have messed it up or something. Thinking
It's
about it.
just
The main goal was just to keep his feet stationary at the
yeah,
start of
yeah.
his animations.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, you did. You kind of fix it. It just needs to be adjusted a little bit.
Yeah, I'm sure that I messed up. Like this is one of the first things I did, so maybe after I like tinkered with other stuff, it got offset.
Oops. Individual. So let's make it a bit smoother. That
A little
seems
bit of
pretty
sliding is
fine.
okay.
Yeah, I mean, from that
Yeah,
distance, it shouldn't be so obvious. This seems kind of fine right now.
yeah, because I mean you're visually just attribute it to him like leaning backwards or something.
Yeah, right. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think we got some things fixed here. He's just
So
stepping and screaming. Oh, dude, when he's screaming, that would be so cool if you added like a particle emitter, like spit, like kind of like little like spit particles just like flying everywhere where he's looking at.
that
That would be
would
very
be very
cool.
cool, like a
Yeah,
gas or something.
yeah, yeah. Or even a laser. Maybe you can like add a laser, like.
Oh, that would be cool. Maybe that's a bit more achievable too. So it's less simulation, it's just
Yeah,
an animated beam
yeah,
that's
exactly.
emissive.
Yeah, you could go really crazy. You could like as soon as the laser comes out, like go really stylized, like having the footage being like very contrasty and almost like maybe even inverted. So like it's all silhouettes, and then we have the laser as a silhouette, like passing everything. Could be cool.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing some pretty crazy replacement stuff, but I was thinking about this and I can't. I was struggling to think about how to do it strictly in Blender. Like I feel
Mm.
like if I take this out of Blender and put it into like Resolve or something, I can do some of this like color stuff, negative color, whatever.
Mm.
Even like more impacty, like black and white
Yeah, yeah,
stuff like
yeah.
this. But here, I don't know how.
Yeah, I would personally also say like if it's about the whole like changing the look of the whole image, I would also definitely do that in Resolve. I think it would be a bit of a hassle. Yeah, changing the shaders and everything for the right moment and using
Yeah.
also animating the compositor in Blender is also not so super straightforward. So yeah, I think it's a good idea to do that in Resolve.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
No, that
cool.
works well.
Nice. Anything else, man?
Um, No, no, I think that's pretty much everything. I appreciate the clarity on stuff.
All right, cool. Yeah, then I'll send this back to you, the project file, and you can take it from there.
Sick.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
thanks for coming over. I'll see you soon.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll catch up here after a while.
Exactly.
Adios.
Adios. Yeah, and I'm thinking if I should keep streaming or like do, because I'm gonna show you some stuff I did earlier today, guys. Because I am working on some new photo scans. Let me open that up. Melissa photo scans. Yeah, I think I want to finish them up today, so I'm gonna end the stream in a moment. But I'm gonna show you what I'm working on. So yeah, I did a bunch of photo scans with Melissa today. Maybe you saw that on my Instagram story. I did a little post there, a little story. So yeah, we got a few. I got like a few ones finished, maybe 2 or 3, but I think we got 18 in total, so it's gonna take me a little while to finish all of them. But yeah, the idea is to just upload these to Blender Kit. She uploads half of them, I upload the other half. We do 50-50. And then I'm also gonna upload them as a collection to my Patreon page. Oh yeah, these are all of them at once inside of each other. Very intense. Oh yeah, I also finished up this one. Yeah, so I'm just gonna continue doing that for the rest of today. Yeah, thanks everyone for joining in the live stream. And if you need support with your submission for the challenge, you can just use the submission link. Let me put it here in the chat again so you can click on it. It's here in the welcome info, also down here. Copy link. There you go. I changed it a little bit where everyone in the community can now submit once a month, and student members can still submit as much as they like. Yeah, that's how it works. All right, guys, thank you very much for joining today, and I will start the goodbye session, the goodbye ceremony. Bye bye. See you soon.